Hi, I'm Rich Close, and today's iPhone tutorial is on the Notification Center and notifications. Please make sure to click the link and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also visit richclose.com. Okay, Notification Center. So for the iPhones, you kind of grab up in the center of your screen and pull down, and you get a list of notifications and status, time, in an area called Notification Center. Notifications can come into your phone, right, several different ways. You set up what apps you allow notifications for, and then within the apps, what kind of notifications you want to see from that app. And I'll take you through some of that in a little bit. So in Notification Center, you can see you get a history from the different apps, Google Photos in my case, different texts, ESPN, blah, blah, blah. And again, you can set up for whatever app you have, what notifications you want to see. So I'm going to take you out of Notification Center. So right now we slide up from the bottom to get out of Notification Center. And we're going to go into Settings to an area called Notification, right? And so again, it's towards the top of your settings menu right now. Again, you could search for notifications if you want to in the search bar, but it's right down here on my screen. So let's open up Notifications. And when we get into the Notification Setting menu, this is where we actually can turn on and off notifications for specific apps. So you can decide how you want notifications to show up on your phone. So scheduled summary, if you turn that on, it takes you to a setup menu. And basically what it allows you to do is to pick a certain time of day. If you don't want to be bothered all day long with notifications, it can group them and send them. Low priority ones at a certain time, higher priority ones whenever you want. I don't have this set up, but you certainly can turn on notification summary if you're getting too many notifications, right? So I'm going to set up later on that. We'll go back out to the settings menu, show previews of the message. And again, you can say when you want to see that, always. Do you want to see it when your iPhone is locked? Or never. I have mine set up on always right now. Again, a setting you can play with to see what your preferences might be. Okay, announce notifications. Again, you can turn on notifications around Siri. And then you get into the app area for notifications. So again, this is where you have control over, do you want to see a notification for an app? You do that in the settings menu versus what notifications do you want to see from the app you set up in specific app menus. And I'll take you through that in a minute. Okay, so let's just go through and talk about notifications. And I'm going to go down and we'll search for Facebook as my example. So I have Facebook here as an app on my iPhone. And I'm going to click to the right. And this screen is pretty typical for all the different apps that you have. You decide, one, do you want to allow notifications? So if I turn that off, you'll get no notifications from Facebook. You won't get messages that drop down. You won't get messages in Notification Center. You won't get icon badge counts. Everything is off, right? No matter what you do in Facebook. And you'll notice that you have Facebook notification settings showing down here. I'll show you that in a second. So we'll turn it back on now and talk through the kinds of notifications you can get. If your phone is locked and you have this turned on, you'll get a notification showing on your lock screen. You can decide if you want to see it in Notification Center, and that's what we just talked about when I started the video here, to pull down Notification Center. Or no matter what app you're in, you get a little banner that drops down over your screen that shows you that you have something from that app. In this case, it would be Facebook. So if you have banners turned on, then you can decide, do you want the banners to be on temporarily or persistent, meaning until you touch it, it won't go away, right, or push it off your screen. So for Facebook, I have set that temporary. And again, these are for each app. You get to make this decision on how and when you want to see the notifications or banners. Do you want a sound, right, a beep or chirp, whatever that might be? I have it turned off right now. And do I want to see a badge count, right, on the notifications? So, right, the badge counts are the little red number counts that you see on the app when you're on your home screen. And then you can choose, do you want to announce notifications how do you want them to appear on the lock screen, and do you want them to be grouped in Notification Center so that you see those. Okay, so that's kind of like a screen. If I were to actually go out and I'll just pick another app here and pick Gmail, right? I have notifications turned off in Gmail, but if I turn them on, you see those same kind of settings showing up on the screen, right? Depending on what you choose for that app. So again, how to turn notifications on and off for a specific app and how to configure those notifications is shown in notification settings. So now we're going to go back out of here for a second and we'll come back in. These are the app badges that they talked about in the settings menu, okay? And in this case, I have to-dos. I have 14 that are past due today, which is how I have this set up on my iPhone. I'm going to go back into the settings menu and we'll go back into notifications. And as an example, let's go back to that Facebook area again on notifications. So you see the badges, right? I have that turned on. That's just what we talked about there. So now we talk about what notifications or alerts do you want the app to send you to Notification Center. And so there's a link in Notification Center for how and where you set the Facebook notifications. And I'm going to click that now. And this actually takes me into Facebook. Okay, so now I'm in the Facebook app, and I'll show you this a different way also. But you decide now, hey, Facebook, I want you to send me notifications when I get a comment. I want to see it when there's tags. I want to see it when there's reminders. So I'm not going to go through the details of how to set up notifications in Facebook and what all those mean, but you can see that you can set up all kinds of alerts in Facebook for notifications. Okay, so I'm going to click back on the settings up here at the top because this is where we came from. So I'm going to go back into Facebook and just kind of show you that same screen. Sometimes it's hard to find within the app where they bury information at. And so I'm going to go into the menu and scroll around down here, and I'm looking for notifications and settings. And you can see I finally stumbled across settings and privacy. Let's go to settings. And now I find notifications. And that's that same notifications menu that we just went through. So you can see finding the notification settings in an app it can be challenging at times. I'll happen to show you another one that I have open. I'm now in Gmail and notifications in Gmail. And you can see there are 4 or 5 settings in Gmail. The settings menu in Gmail happens to be buried under your profile. Down at the bottom, you get to settings. Then you can scroll down and find notifications. So you actually have to go into the app, find the settings for notifications, and change them there yourself. Now I'm going to pull down Notification Center again. So now you're getting notifications from your app. And you can see there's a couple different looks here. One is just a straight notification. It's just like a single layer. But then I have this other one here that's got kind of a double stack on it, right? And you can see there's actually multiple notifications stacked underneath the one. That's because I have it set up that way in settings, right? I want them stacked and grouped together. You can slide a notification to the left and you can clear all of them. Or if you slide it to the left a little bit and don't go too far, you end up with an options menu. You can select the options and you can tell it, hey, for this app, I want to mute the notifications for an hour. I want to mute them for today. Or, you know what? Let me go in and view the settings in the settings menu for that app, right? So kind of a convenient and easy way to look at it and locate it. Or, you know what? I just want to turn off notifications for that app going forward, right? So the big red item down here. So I'm going to click out of that. So as an example, I'm going to open up ESPN. And you can see I have many notifications turned on in ESPN for different activities and games, right? You can close all of those out and clear them, until the next notification comes in, right, for ESPN, and you can do that for each of the apps. Or you can select an app, and this happens to be Google News. If you click on one of the notifications in the notification center, it will take you to that item in the app. So if I click on Yahoo Sports, this is Google News. It opens up Google News and takes me to that item. So it's a way to use Notification Center to kind of keep up with the things going on in your life. The Notification Center collects them together, and when you get a break in your day, you can go in and see and understand the notifications that you have. Okay, so that's a little bit on notifications and Notification Center. Thank you for watching my video. Again, please click the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my website where you can find more iPhone tutorials and a link to my iPhone seminar.